So my teammate, not very long ago, has complained about the enemy team. Matter of fact, he said, they don't have a duelist. They don't have a duelist. We're going to win. And that made me start thinking, when do you actually need a duelist? I knew deep down inside that a duelist is not necessary, because if pro players can win without a duelist against shittier players, there's something hidden in it. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about when do you actually need a duelist and how to play when you don't have one. How do you punish the enemies who don't have one? My name is Happy. I am an Immortal 2 player. I do a lot of coaching, a lot of videos. I created entryschool.com just so you could learn all of the best plays and all of the best lineups in game. And my goal is to make every Valorant player know that there are things that they can improve on. And now let's continue talking about the fact, do we need duelists in our life? So first we have to understand what is a duelist for. A duelist's main priority is to make some space. What is the space? If you got from one position to another position that has some cover and you didn't die, you have successfully made some space. Good for you. Okay, so if you do not have a duelist that could dash onto site and break these specific sight lines for the enemy, right? These are the sight lines for the enemies, which means that they cannot just spam the choke point and hope for the best, because now a duelist might peek out and just kill them. So if you do not have that duelist to make you that space, it kind of means that you cannot just execute on site. Theoretically, if you don't have duelist, you play default. What is default? Default means that as an attacker, you spread out across the whole map, just like so, right? And you go and you look for a fair fight or better. A fair fight is if you can peek out and it's just a simple playground. Vandal versus Vandal till the death. And you hope that you get a pick, because once you get a pick, enemy's defense shake and get weaker. If an enemy is pushed out without a duelist, it means that this Killjoy and this Omen would just crossfire the shit out of attackers. So when you have a duelist, they break this crossfire, and now enemies can spread out and pick them off one by one. Now you don't have a duelist, but you've got a pick earlier. In this scenario, now you can flank and threaten to break this crossfire from another side. Now to summarize all of this, what the hell I just said, it means that if you don't have a duelist, you play slow middle. Slow middle. That's it. That's the whole theory. You play slow middle. If you have questions, let me know in the comments below. Smash the like. Interception of the video, smash like. Whenever a defender is on site, let's put a defender. Good chat. Chat's defending his side. He has an advantage on an attacker who doesn't know where this jet is, because as Breach walks, he is walking into different ghost crossfires. A ghost crossfire is whenever the guy who's clearing the site, in this example Breach, is getting peeked at by two imaginary people. Breach jumps out of hookah. Now he has to fight this and this guy at once, right? We can agree. Guy who's clearing site has a disadvantage. Having a site means you're doing good. Not having a site means you're doing bad. That's where this attacker's gameplay comes into play. Whenever you play default, and let's say now instead of getting one pick, you get 3 picks. And not just 3 picks, we get traded. Let's say Jet dies, Omen dies, bam bam, and then Killjoy dies, and somehow KO dies. And you're like, oh, we have all of the information, we've gathered all the information, we now know that there are 2 people on B. We get A side. We have successfully acquired a space for us to plant the spike. That was the most difficult sentence I've said for absolutely no reason. You get to plant the spike because site is clear. Enemies now have to retake. You didn't have to execute the site. You didn't need a duelist. Right, you could have done this, but a fate. A fate. So now I talked about how to play if you don't have a duelist. Usually this is the theoretically most shielded way, the most optimal way, the best way to play against enemies if you do not have a duelist. It doesn't mean that other strategies won't work. It doesn't mean that just pushing out the side with like a sky flash isn't gonna work. It doesn't mean that. It just means that when enemies are gonna get good, this strategy is still going to be good. Now let's talk about how to counter enemies if they do not have a duelist. I'm literally gonna give you quick tips. Number one, operator. Operator. The reason why it's so good is because duelists cannot catch up to you, right? Let's say an enemy is playing operator, usually Neon baits the shot and then catches up to the operator. But now that we don't have any fast characters, we only have Glove, which is a fast character if you use the ability, but you cannot if you don't. Shut the fuck up, Happy. Yes, you don't have duelist, you cannot catch up to the operator, which means that operator gets extremely strong. Another reason why operator gets extremely strong, because people who do not have duelists, right? These are the people who do not have duelist. They will be playing the strategy I just talked about, where they look for a pick. And when they look for a pick, their strategy doesn't work against operators because operator will win the fight 95% of the time. So if you're on the other side and you know that enemies do not have duelist, to increase your chances of winning the match, buy yourself an operator. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm not gonna waste your time too much. That's you know, just a quick tip, because I had a teammate in my game who was like, they don't have a duelist, they're gonna lose now. They do not necessarily have to lose, but you also have to adjust your gameplay, which I mean by an operator, to make sure that their strategy of by going default and looking for picks doesn't work out, because it's a strong strategy. Everybody uses these, pro players uses these. You should use them as well, especially when you don't have a duelist. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, I do have a website called entryschool.com. Go check it out. I also do coaching sessions. In there you can find all of the information. Thank you for watching. And if you have questions or just want to talk about anything in general, you can join the Discord server. Link will be down in the description. Now we're gonna watch a clip for 15 seconds so I can get my dollar from the ad revenue. It's a clip on Breeze. Oh, god dang. Fucking hell. Shit. Yo, I'm pumped up. Pumped up. Shit. I do not know what does that even mean. I was really hyped about this clip back in the day.